This video was sponsored by Enhance, NeoWatt, ABRP, Elbilmek, Kempower and EB Hub. Yo, what's up? We are now at Hellerudsletta, outside of Oslo, the supercharger. And behind me here you see the existing, what they call it, the V4 supercharger. But these operate only in 400 volt. But over there soon, I will show you, we possibly have the Europe's first true V4 supercharger with a new 1.2 megawatt power stacks and the 1000 volt power units with 615 amp or maybe higher current. So I'm trying to figure out now, okay, they have some kind of blocking here, so I don't think people are supposed to go in here. But if you look at this power unit here, this power unit, those are the old one. And then there's something there, oh, that's not the power unit. I guess as long as people are allowed to go here, right, to plug in and stuff. So these are the old power stacks. Supposedly they are 360 kilowatt divided by 4 units. So then if all of them are busy, you can get 90 kilowatt each. But the new power stacks, well, that's not the power unit. Or are they? Wait, I think they might be. Yeah, I wonder if that's the new. It looks not so tall. And there's a car there from Tesla, seems like. And then here's like, what is it? So here, these are supposedly, if you look here, this is just a permanent foundation, right? But over there, it's the fold away thing that they put on the truck, like in US. Sorry, I don't get the best view here, but they come on a semi-trailer and then they fold them out. And then that's the 1.2 megawatt unit that is divided by 8 stalls. So it actually perfectly matches the description. We have 8 stalls there, and you can kind of see it on the foundation that it's like they transport them on a trailer, on a semi, and then they fold them out wide like this. And then I don't know how they fix them to maybe they bolt them. Could possibly be. There's some bolt here. So yeah, those are 1000 volt. There's one that we have in US, 1000 volt, and supposedly 615 amps or maybe even higher. Liquid cool cables on these dispensers. I think if you check here, if you touch, I'm going to check here. Okay, they don't vibrate that much, but they're supposed to be liquid cool, all of these. So you don't have that boost problem that you get in the, well, I just happen to be in the Xpeng G6. But you know, if you have the X9 with the wrong cable, the Amphenol cable, you get throttling after a while because it's not, it's a dry cable. But this is actually some of the best, or possibly the best hardware you can get. Liquid cooled cables, 500 kilowatt on each dispenser, if there's enough power. So yeah, they're working on something here. There's some electricians here. And there is, wait, those are, you see here? That power stack seems to be like that power stack. So I wonder if those are still the old 400 volt power stacks. So the only new 1000 volt is the one you see here. Here. You can see it. Okay. Here I can show you better maybe. There. You see that it seems to be the fall away. Yeah. And then based on the substation here, I guess this is 1200. No. This is possibly 2500 kVA substation. So if there's a limit, then the whole site might only get 2.5 megawatt ish, right? So yeah, they are not ready yet. Hopefully they'll be ready soon. Just a quick sneak peek on what's going to happen. So of course, once we see it live, it should be on the app. Right now, the app only shows 250 kilowatt because it shows these. And eventually, once the 800 volt or the 1000 volt is live, I better come back here and check it out. Next week, I'll borrow the G9. It should be able to take some proper speed. Here, I can show you. Okay, let me do a little bit of math here, since we are here. I can show you. What does this mean? Just happen to have the G6 here with car scanner working. You see that this is LFP battery, so the battery voltage, the resting voltage is run a little bit over 600, but we are at 96%. But this LFP doesn't have that much voltage diff between min and max, right? But I see that the charging voltage on this battery, this is the 800 volt architecture, yeah, is around 650. And charging voltage is always higher than the resting voltage. So it means that for here, 650 multiplied by, I can do the math here, by, you see, I have to adjust here. If it's 615 amp, then we get 400 kilowatt. When I do the charging test on the Alpitronic with a 600 amp boosted Amphenol or better Phoenix cables, I don't get 400. I get 385-ish, but not for too long with this car. But actually when I use the Neo, they call it 500 kilowatt charger, the Gen 3 chargers, I have seen a little bit over 400 kilowatt, but it was just like for a split second, and then it started throttling. So, but I don't remember the voltage on X9 and G9, but from what I remember, the X9 had around 715 charging voltage. And if we then do it based on the 615, you see that on the true V4 supercharger, it should actually go flat 440 kilowatt until, I don't know if it can go flat to 65%, I'm talking about the X9, or if it throttles a little bit earlier. But it seems like on the Tesla supercharger here, the X9 should charge around 10% faster than on the 400 kilowatt Alpitronics. So yeah, I mean, this is great news. And then other cars also, the Seeker doesn't hit 400 plus for too long. And yeah, most of the other cars like a BMW iX3, it's capped at 400 kilowatt, and actually I haven't seen 400 for just a couple of seconds usually. So it's not new. For now, it's mainly the Xpeng that can charge it, because even though they are so-called 800 volt cars, many of these, right? Xpeng, Seeker, IM5, IM6, AMG, they usually cannot maintain 400 kilowatt plus for too long. But the Xpeng, especially the X9, can actually do it. But here, there's another thing. I don't know what the heck is up with this, but the Xpeng should have designed the G6 to have higher voltage, maybe 700. But maybe it's also a bit troublesome because they need to arrange them in series, some in series, some in parallel, and then maybe that's how they ended up with this. But okay, anyway, over there, in a couple of weeks, or I don't know when, I'm gonna come back, yeah, with an 800 volt. The great news is that, well, let me see, change ND filter. Great news is that tomorrow I'm switching this G6 to a G9, which charges even faster than G6. And then I have it 1 week. So if this side is up within that 1 week, I can come back and test it. If it's not up yet, then I can wait the next week after that again, right? Then I will switch to the Seeker 7 GT. Unfortunately, it doesn't charge that fast, but then maybe I can ask just for 1 day. It's not too far away from here where Bilia, Xpeng, they are located, and just borrow it for a couple hours, make sure that it has somewhat low state of charge, and then come and charge here. I think Xpeng is interested in showcasing the possibility or the power of the X9. Yeah, so we'll see. Interesting. Yeah, but does this mean that Tesla is preparing for 800 volt cars? Well, Cybertruck has 800 volt and the Semi, but the regular passenger cars, they don't have 800 volt. I don't know. My gut feeling says that Tesla is not preparing for any 800 volt passenger cars anytime soon, unfortunately. But they have so many superchargers that are open globally that, yeah, you see, for example, now the BYD C-Line 7, that is an 800 volt architecture. It's 650 volts-ish, right? So it actually benefits from the 800 volt. So yeah, they have so many open superchargers that many 800 volt cars will then be able to utilize the increased power. And I think in the future, yeah, 800 volt, it will inevitably come. But when I claimed many years ago that it was just a hype, it was based on many of those, you know, like the Kias and the Hyundais that can charge at only 230 kilowatts. So it's like, it wasn't really that big of a benefit. But of course now with Xpeng going at 400 plus kilowatt, then 800 volt is absolutely an advantage. But okay, anyway, Tesla guys seems okay. There's some Tesla guys walking around here. Yeah, and also another thing I observe is that when I do the 1,000 kilometer challenge, it goes from Oslo area down to like south of Sweden, right? Hallandsåsen and then back again. I've noticed that on many of those locations, like, where do we have them? Like Melbystrand, okay, I don't remember, Kongalv, like many V2 locations before has been upgraded to V4, and then Tesla over here they don't have it because because we are not part of EU. But on those sites I talk about in Sweden and possibly other places, there'll be a little blue sticker on those dispensers saying that this site was co-funded by the European Union. You know, good, well spent money, because in the old days the EU would spend taxpayers' money to fund hydrogen refilling stations, like at Slagelse. No, it wasn't Slagelse. It was at Køge. At Køge, there was a freaking expensive hydrogen station there. Taxpayers' money right out the window, because after some years they lost so much money there, so I had to dismantle and disassemble the whole site. But okay, so that means that EU has been helping Tesla fund the superchargers, and because they are open for the public, then Tesla gets money, and then I bet they are preparing for the 800 volt in the future, actually 1000 volts. Yeah, so I bet that what they can do in the future is that they have dug all the cables on the ground, which is expensive. They have prepared everything for 1000 volt, and all they need to do is, I don't know, is that 4 or 8 bolts there? They unbolt it. It has some hinges on the top. They take a crane and just lift up this old unit and replace it with 1000 volt, 1.2 megawatt instead. And they can probably, instead of having one there and one there, they would just replace it with one unit instead that will supply all of those, right? So yeah, then it's future-proof. And then in Thailand and maybe other places in Asia, you know, when I was in Thailand, you saw the Huawei, they call it the 720 kilowatt charger, but it's not really 720 kilowatt in it, because it's limited to 500 amp, some of them. Some of them are limited to even lower current, which becomes kind of not that fast. But it's 720 kilowatt total for the site, divided by usually 6 to up to 12 stalls. So they can go, like, if everything is full, they get only 60 kilowatt each, right? And there are 60 kilowatt power units, which is actually not that great, because you cannot split them. Many cars, the taxis in Thailand, they tend to charge to 100%, and then towards the end they take only 20 kilowatts, so they are occupying 60 kilowatt, right? And in that regard, yeah, many places in Thailand, they say 720 kilowatt, which is kind of misleading. But here, with a Tesla, they could call it the 1.2 megawatt supercharger. Yeah, but it's actually 500 kilowatt limited per dispenser. But I think practically for 400 volt cars nowadays, some alarm went off. But 400 volt cars, 800 volt cars nowadays, they will practically get, like I tried to calculate for you guys, roughly 400 to 450 volts maybe. Yeah, maybe except for Lucid, that one actually has 900 volt architecture, so it could possibly pull 500 kilowatt here and max out on the dispenser limit. So yeah, well, interesting. Can't wait to test it out. So a little bit about the sneak peek and all the numbers behind it. So that's going to be for now. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for watching, and talk to you later.